My student Narciss just made $59,000 plus, and that is just a small little piece of what just happened. In this video, we're gonna run through all the documentation and proof that he's provided me in order to be able to share his story. And we're going to talk about a very important topic. Do you need someone to teach you how to trade? Is paying for education important? Things like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all types of different applications and places where you can go and learn for free. Even I provide a free crash course, so if you want that, I'll give it to you. Do you need to pay people to learn how to trade? We'll talk about Narciss and why he definitely needed to pay someone to learn how to do this the right way. So this is my student Narciss, and just know this is going to be a two-part testimonial because he did so much trading and he dominated the leaderboards of FTMO. FTMO is the #1. They are the model for a global funding company. They do it right. They've been around for a long time. So Narciss was numero uno, #1 inside of FTMO. Now we're going to talk just about the first time that he hit the top spot. He was battling for #1 and #2. So let's go over to the screen. Let's look at some of the documentation. Let's talk about whether or not you should actually pay for one-on-one coaching or some sort of community or strategies or indicators. Is it necessary for you to pay people to teach you how to trade? How do you even trust people? Why are they charging you if they can make all these bazillions trading? I know I've explained myself why I do it. I do it in a very controlled environment. I do it my way. There's very little jumping through hoops of that monkey in a circus. I'm here to entertain you. I'd stick to what I know. I show people what I know. I trade as if they're not even there. And that's worked for me for the last 10 years of teaching people how to trade in a one-on-one fashion and 7 years in a community format. So let's get into it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at all the docs that he sent me. I know it's hard to believe that somebody could make almost $60,000 in a week or two inside of the trading space, but it does happen. The thing with me that I really love about this testimonial is that the fact that he made it on a funding company. Those are the things you can't fake unless you own them, right? People can use fake brokers, people can lie, they can do a lot of things, but you don't end up on a leaderboard for a funding company where you're just a contractor there, actually did it. You don't get a deposit from them unless you actually did it. So we have the deposit docs, him on the leaderboard, conversations that we were having in the inbox. We have all of that for us to dissect and look at. So a little history here. Back in 2023 in June, he contacted me and he let me know, hey, I want to get on a webinar. So for those of you who want to be on a webinar, I'll let you get one for free. All you got to do is contact me. People who actually want to learn how to trade. So if that's you and you want to learn how to trade, we can get that done. A recording of him letting me know back in late March that he had been funded for $400,000 on FTMO.
Because I still use the group like on an everyday note, that's made it possible for me to be funded again, like today again on my 2 FTMO's accounts, the biggest. So I am funded at $400,000 in
two $200,000 accounts. Now you'll notice that a lot of his screenshots, he's sending them to me in euros because he is not from here. He's from overseas. And some of the numbers, don't worry, I will convert them for you. And then the fun began. Some results going on. He was $20,000 in profit and still going on his FTMO accounts. And he also was making money on his live accounts. See, part of the way that I teach people, it's in a step-by-step manner, but something that we always goal for is trading your personal accounts and also trading funding money. Understanding what makes the most sense for where, how to manage through that. But, you know, first things first, you got to get A before you can go to B, C, and D. So there you go. You got live 20K profit, also 40,000 up per account on FTMO. Part of the, especially with my one-on-one students, part of the magic is also in these milestone moments. How are we going to make sure that you don't fuck it up? That's a big deal. How are we going to make sure that you don't mess this up, that you don't turn this into something that it does not have to be? So withdrawing is part of it, making sure that you lock in that position of power, that you lock in that good moment, that you make it real. I usually relate it to your job, right? If you only make $1,000 a week in your job or $2,000 a week, I don't know what you're making, but you should be able to match your check, as we like to say. You should be able to give yourself some breathing room, pay off that debt, take that trip, do things like that. Make trading a part of it. That way you continue to work hard because it's more real. And then as you can see on the next screenshot, We got some proof here. Last two digits, 77. We'll go with 77 in the last two digits. I don't want to show his whole account, but you can see that he's starting to pop contracts and make profits, and it's looking pretty good. This is the other account, last two digits, 78, 77, 78. They got funded at the same time. And as you can see here, this is a screenshot that he sent me on Instagram where he got 78 and 77, and that equity curve going higher and higher. You can see the dates, you can see everything, right? You can justify it however some people will look at this and be looking for the thing that didn't go well, or maybe it's photoshopped, maybe it's altered. If you know me, you know I've been doing this for a very long time. I don't play those games. I might be fairly new to YouTube, but if you look at my Instagram, you'll see history for a very long time. This is him now showing me that he is fighting for first and second place in FTMO. So when we look at this screenshot, you can see clearly that he is 1,000% on the leaderboards. That is a badge of honor for me. Getting somebody on the leaderboards with these huge numbers that they have to deal with. Remember, these are not people who know how to deal with thousands of dollars. These are not people who are making 50, 60, 70, $100,000 a month or are having with that. These are people who 9-to-5ers, you know, check to check, hustle to hustle. First and second place battling, and he's battling with somebody from France for first place. He has 21% gains. The other guy has 22% gains. Eventually, he broke it all apart, and now he's in the leaderboard with 25% gains. All right, so there you go. This is a little video version of that where I'm scrolling. I use this for teaser content that I did about a week or two ago, and that's it. And this is the biggest piece of it all. Here we go. 26,515 euros and 25,290 euros. Roughly speaking, we're looking at about $59,000 of profit. That is what he made from FTMO from this one go around. If you follow the leaderboards on FTMO, if you're that person, you know exactly what he did the following week. Just tell you that this $59,000 gain, this is just the beginning for what he did in April. Not only was, we're not even going to talk about his live account. I'm gonna let him have that one, right? That's his own private business. But this totally verifiable $59,000 made by my student. Here's a special gift for you. In a week or two, we're going to be doing a podcast. After I release the second part of this testimonial where we talk about the second withdrawal that he took from FTMO, we're going to do a pod because I think it's important to break down why, how, you know, the mentality behind it. We're going to talk about why education was important. We're going to talk about some of the mistakes because this didn't go perfect. There were moments, right? Moments that only him and I know. The result was the result. But in between, there were some moments that me and him needed to have a conversation. So currently, as you can see, he's living his life and he's doing his thing, and you know, it is what it is. We got to let him do that. But we're going to be doing that pod as soon as he kind of gets back down to earth, calms down, because this, again, like I said, this is only the first part. You got to understand, somebody who's fairly young is seeing money that he's never seen before. He's going to enjoy that. I think that's another part about education, keeping people grounded, letting them know like, hey, just as fast as you made it, you can lose it. Be smart, the taxes, the whole situation, right? The advice that you give them because you've been there, you've done it, you've seen other people do it. Obviously, if you've been following me, you know this isn't the first time that one of my students lands on the leaderboard. Last week, we talked about another student on a smaller scale, still on the leaderboard. So why is education important? For the exact reason that we just discussed. You're going to get access to someone's mistakes already done, someone's experience already produced. You're going to get access to real information. I think that's important for people. I think most people don't understand how much crap is out there. It all is pretty much the same. Let me tell you that right now. There's no holy grail strategy that doesn't exist. There's no cookie cutter strategy or model that's going to fix everything for you. Most of the trading space is about mentality. It's about experience. It's about holding on to what it is you know is going to work, the edges, the strategy, and not changing your mind just because you feel uncomfortable. It's about a lot more than just technicals. I think most people think I'm going to ABC this and somehow I will be successful with trading. Why should I pay, right? Which my answer to that is going through all this different garbage and crap that exists out there, and you're always going to feel like something is missing. Or You can join a community like mine, others exist, and you can get access to real education. You can get access to somebody who's actually trading. You can get access to a community filled with people who have gone through the experiences that you're going through. You can get access to the testimonials. You can get access to strategizing sessions. You can get access to real accountability. I think that's another thing people don't think about. You think you may be putting in the work, but then you see people who are around this every day and have jobs and families and all these things. It should trigger this idea that I got to find a way to give my trading an hour a day and also give my life the time it needs and also give my work life the time it needs, right? It's possible. You just can't be all over the place with it. So a little bit of accountability, a little bit of seeing it done by somebody else, knowing that it's possible, it's real, it's something that one day can be yours. It's not just smoke and mirrors. I think these things build better habits and build more faith in the process. Pay anyone, but you're probably going to end up spending more money than you had to. Yes, subscription services, it's annoying to have a bill every month. You know what else is annoying? Redepositing 20 times. You know what else I find annoying? When somebody contacts me and says, oh, I've burned $100,000 in the market. That never needed to happen. You should have never been live in the first place. You should have had somebody who was available to tell you, hey, don't do that, that's dumb. I think for most people, they just don't understand what a good piece of advice, how valuable that can be. Most of trading is about the time that you've been doing it and how well you've used that time to learn from your mistakes. That's just the reality of it. So I believe that when you have advanced courses, beginner courses, live Q&As, strategizing sessions, daily updating, you have all these things, you have a community, you have all these micro lessons and the daily accountability. I'm not telling you to show up every day. I show up every day. If you want to be there, be there. If you don't, you don't. I think what ends up happening is most people either realize trading is not for me, or this is exactly where I need to be. Part 2 of Narciss's testimonial will be out within the next week or so. And definitely look out this month for the podcast. We've done other podcasts with larger testimonials before. I'm not really the podcast guy, but this one needs to be discussed. We will be discussing everything about what happened. We will be discussing some of the good, some of the bad, what could have went wrong if I wasn't there to go cut it the fuck out. That's just the truth of it. When you are new to something, a new experience, it is always good to have somebody around you going, hey, I've lived this before. I've seen it through the eyes of other people, other students. Maybe you shouldn't do this. I'm never gonna tell you what to do. You are an adult. You should be able to do what you want to do with your money and your time. What I'm going to do is tell you this is not what I would do, and I've been here for much longer than you. Maybe you should listen. If you want to be part of our next webinar community, you want to check out a webinar for free, contact me. If you want the free crash course, link is in the bio. As always, happy trading.